Hi everyone, welcome to hashtag Crash Your Stash. This is an open collaboration hosted by Not Too Shabby Chic, who is Dale, and Lilo, Lylo Crafts, who is Raina, I believe. And I will have everything linked down below. And the idea is to post on the first Friday every month. So this will be for March 1st. I am filming this ahead of time because I'm going to be busy the day before March 1st and I just need to get it done. So our prompts, we have prompts every month, and our prompts for this time are playing cards. Now, if you've been following me, I started joining in and I'm all caught up, the hashtag Deck the Year collaboration, where we make 52 weeks of altered playing cards, right? But the deck I'm using, which was a deck from my mother's house, it's a used deck, had these cards in it also, two jokers, and then some kid games, I guess, and other poker. This is poker rules or something. So I'm going to use these. I'm going to make something with two sets of two. And then one of the other prompts is CD holders. Well, I don't have any. I have CDs, but I don't have any CD holders. But when I was organizing a couple shelves in my room, I came across these. These were used, and these are, excuse me, 6x6 paper sleeves. I don't really care for them. They're from Stamp and Storage. There's 15 in them. There's Sorry, my computer's being really touchy here lately. It just shut off the camera on me. That happened once already today. Anyway, I'm going to be using these, but I'm going to have to cut them down because I'm going to be using them, I think, in this. This is another collab, but that I started with Cherie, Turquoise Dreamy Cherie, and Maria's Miscellany, called hashtag Junk No More, where we're using junk. Well, this is kind of junk because it's used, right? It's not junk mail, but it's junk. So I'm going to make something out of these for this, but you can see they're too wide. So I'm going to cut them down and I'm going to use my fuse tool to make them smaller. Anybody else have these that they haven't used for a long time? I hope it still works. I'm sure it does. So I'm going to go ahead and cut these down and fuse them, and then we'll come back and this is probably going to be a little bit of a chopped up video because it's going to be a process video, but I don't want it to be like way too long. So we're going to do these first, and then I'll come back and we'll make something with the cards too. See you soon. Okay, everyone. So for the first one, I decided not to use the fuse tool. I'm using paper called Kirby Teasdale. It's an older paper pad 12 by 12 from Hobby Lobby for this journal. For the cover anyway, and for the papers inside on the junk pieces. So this is my Junk No More junk journal. And so I decided on the first one here, I took a piece of scrap that I had already cut into. This is what it looked like. And these pockets have tabs and also this up here. But I can't put it in like this because the tab will be on the wrong side. So I have to go like this, right? So I put this, I glued the paper down, which looks horrible back here, but we're going to cover this and it'll go in the journal this way. So on this side, it'll have a clear pocket with a tab and with this, but I'm not going to fuse this. What I decided to do is I have this other paper pad I'm trying to use up. I can't remember if it's Craftsmith or Recollections, and I'm going to just do like a binding on it, and that'll close it instead. So that's my intent for this one, and then this one I am going to probably have to cut this off, cut it narrow, and I can either do the binding the same way or but yeah, because the pocket's going to be on this, it's going to be the same issue. I actually might cut this little tab off and maybe cut the tab off. I might make this one like cut it here, and then I can just have a long pocket like that and fuse it over here. I'm not sure yet about the second one, but this one, that's my process. So I'm going to do it and then I'll come back and show you. And I think the part here, I'm going to use this paper, something I wouldn't normally use in card making and stuff. So I think it'll be all right for the journal. Now the only thing is this color pink doesn't really go with it, but maybe if I distress it, I'll think about that. I might choose a different sheet because it does go with this side. It has to go like this too because the words will be right side up on this way. Maybe I'll get like a piece of a tan cardstock instead of pink, something more like a craft. So I think that's what I'm going to do, and I'll be back, and that'll go with both of these. All right, see you in a minute. Okay, everyone, here's what I've come up with. This is a piece of Stampin' Up! Crumb Cake cardstock, and it was a scrap. It wasn't quite long enough, but I thought it was okay. And I put it down with tear and tape, so this will face this way. I did take a 1 inch circle punch. This already had the circle, and then I just did the best I could to make that slot on the papers match. So this is glued down to the plastic. No. Yes, this is glued down to the plastic, and so is this. I'm hoping they stay glued down. I had used art glitter glue. It wasn't sticking. So I actually went in and used this multi-mono liquid glue, and it seems to be holding better. I went around the edges with my vintage photo pretty much, and I think I'm going to put some trim and maybe a little pocket or a tuck spot or something on here, and then when you turn the page, this will be that double pocket, like a slide in here and from the top, and I don't know what's going to go in there yet, and I think I'm going to probably put lace or something like a wraparound lace on both sides of this, but I'm undecided about that. So for now, that is what my little pocket will look like for the first one, using the sleeve, and the only waste I had on that is this much. And on this one, I decided to cut it down, take off the tab. I'm just going to make it a tall, like a tag pocket, and I am going to fuse it here. And then I found this scrap of paper from the same paper pad, and I'm going to put that down with tear and tape because I think it'll hold better after I trim it a little bit. And I have to find a piece still for the back. I'm not putting anything on the inside this time. So that's my plan for those, and when I get those done and start on the cards, I will be back. Okay, everyone, I have it all fused, and this is what it looks like over here. It's not perfectly straight, but it's okay. I actually did it several times because this top up here wasn't holding. And I have these two pieces of paper. This is the scrap I showed you, and I think I'll put it this way. I put tear and tape along the edges and the center, so we're going to take that off, but this is about 3 3/8 wide by 6 inches tall, and I cut this one hopefully to be the same for the other side. And then once we get those glued down, we're going to take the 1-inch circle punch, I think, and just put a thing in the middle here. So I think, yeah, maybe. I don't know. We'll see about that. So let's get the tear and tape off while my fuse tool is cooling. We can have this done. Now when I was thinking about the fuse tool, and I haven't used it for so long, I used to use it to make pockets for shakers in pocket letters, like the center pocket and stuff. And I thought, I could use some more of these sleeves, or maybe make a little shaker pocket. I think I will, out of this bit that's left. No waste, right? Use our junk. I don't know that I'll do that for today's video, but there's another idea. And I might use it as early as next week, actually. Okay. Now, I am not good about getting things on straight, and with tear and tape, you have no forgiveness. I'm standing up and trying to see. See, I'm crooked a little bit. I think I got it pretty straight. The trick is going to be, and now it's a little crooked at the top, but you know what? I could always trim that down, and I might trim that down before I punch it after I get the paper on the other side. Did I forget to take the tape off? I think I forgot to take the, oh gosh, and is that going to even come up? Well, nobody will see it, right? You didn't see that. I forgot to take this one off. So let's do that one first on this side. You're like, why are you showing us this part? This is boring part. Well, because you can learn from my mistakes. Because I am by no means perfect at all in any way, shape, or form. Nobody is, but, and I also want to make sure I get this, where's the opening? Up here, so I want to make sure I get this right side up, and even with that other paper, nope, 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 nope. Oh, this has an opening over here. Oh, my, it didn't take. Well, we might have a side pocket. I might have to do something about that. Alright, so I'm trying to cover the paper on the other side too. Well, that's disappointing. That's crooked as anything. Alright, I'm going to see if I can pull it up. I don't know. I got it off by a little bit at the top. I don't, maybe. Without ripping the paper? Maybe. Yeah, that's not a good sign actually, because that means that might not hold long term either. Is that a little better? Yeah, a little bit. I was not wanting a pocket that pops open. So the fuse did not hold, guys. That's disappointing. Well, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put tear and tape in there too and hope that that helps. So let's just do that. Because I didn't want it to be a side open pocket too. You know, this side is sealed. So let's put a piece of tear and tape on the inside where the paper, under the paper so it doesn't show. Okay, and we'll give that a good rub. Well, that's very disappointing. Maybe only certain plastics work? I don't know. The baseball card sleeves used to work. Alright, let's see. So it was fused, didn't work. Plan B, tear and tape. So now I need to make a tag or something for in there and decorate it. But I'm not going to decorate them right now. I might, like I said, I might put, I think I will get a lace trim for on here, because this is going to go somewhere in this book once I get pages in here. And I'll probably have a pocket, or maybe this will just be a photo thing. But I do think I want some thin lace here, and I don't think I'm going to do anything with this except cut the top little slot so we know it's a pocket. And let's make sure it's at the top. Yeah. So I'm not decorating them yet because I still have to make pages in this journal. I like to do it from the back. I want it down about there. Hopefully it'll punch through all of this. Let's try it. No. Alright, one at a time. Have to do one at a time. We'll do the back first. Hopefully now I can get that through there. Maybe should have done that before I put the tear and tape in there. Oh, well, it's coming off anyway. Okay. Do as I say, not as I do. Isn't that the thing? And now this way we'll do it from this side because I can see. It's hard to get that in there. There. I can see where the other one is, right? There we go. All right. So we have a pocket, and I need more adhesive over here or something. Okay, so that is that project, and I will, or those projects with the sleeves. Oh, let me find the lace. We'll come back and do that, and then I want to get started on what I have in mind for my 4 playing cards, which will also be for use in this book somewhere. All right, let me come back. I'll see you soon. Okay, everyone, so I found this in my stash, and it's the best one. I checked like 4 or 5 different ones. It's the best one that I like with this side anyway. Now, the next problem I have is I don't have any Fabri-Tac. I thought I did, but I don't. And art glitter glue doesn't seem to be holding the lace and stuff down real good today. So, I am going to use tear and tape for this too and put 2 strips down and push it down and hope that it works. So let's try it. Shall we? This is an experiment for sure. But I'm going to go all the way up to the edge because the lace will go all the way to the edge. Well, I got it crooked, of course. And we'll just put one over here. Well, I didn't go all the way edge on that one. Oh well. So let's try that, and what I just do is rub it down with your scissor handles or a bone folder or whatever. Now I do have a little piece hanging over the edge here, and I will snip that before I tear it off with my non-fabric scissors. All right, let's take it off. Well, actually, let's take this one off first and bring our trim in. Which side? This is the outside. And hope that that will stay pretty good. It does have a little bit of sticky coming through. I'm okay with that because I can either dust it with my powder thing, or I could put some stickles or something down and just make it shiny, or gems in between the lace. So that is that, and it is sticking, but I don't like the shiny coming through. I think I'll probably just use a powder tool, you know, like your heat embossing powder tool thing, and brush over it. I'll get that out in a second and show you what I mean. I'm just going to go like this. That one I might leave whole. Okay, now let's get the powder tool out, and hopefully it'll just take some of that sticky showing through, or at least make it less shiny. I can put some gems or something up here, or I could layer another piece of ribbon, but I'm not going to do that today because I don't know where this is going in the book yet, and I don't want to make it too thick. Now on this side, I don't know if I want the same ribbon. I think I'm going to just put this thinner Dollar Tree ribbon, trim, whatever it's called, and just put that in the middle because I think that looks better on this side, and I see I need to trim a little more there. And I think I'm going to just put it in the middle here. I don't know. Or I could do, I have this one too. I could just do this. I think I like that better. It brings out the pink in this and still leave the brown. Do I want to go up beyond? I think I want to trim that a little straighter and then just put one row only on the brown on this side. And it's a thin ribbon, so it won't take up a lot of room. Of course, I cannot cut straight to save me. Let's do it in the middle of that dot, maybe. That's better, right? Hopefully I can cut the other end straight. So let's do the tear and tape again. I am using my you know, I have a whole bin full of adhesive double-sided tapes, some wet glue, some glue dots that I had completely forgotten that I had. And plus, I think I have a drawer in my desk that still has some back flow too of it, or backlog, or whatever you want to call it. So yeah, I have enough different adhesives, but I don't have any Fabri-Tac. I checked in all the places, and I really thought I had something similar to Fabri-Tac, like Fabric Fuse or one of those from that I think I got in AC Moore actually. Let's see if I can cut this relatively straight. I did it! Woohoo! So there's the back of the pocket actually goes like this. No, that is crooked at the top, isn't it? Yeah, when I flipped it over, I could see that right away. That's better. Right? Okay. And then this side, this needs to be trimmed a little more. I'll do it from this side. I guess I will cut that circle off. I just don't want that flopping over. So there we have that one finally. Now we'll be back to do the playing cards. See you in a minute. Okay, everyone, here's the idea. I am going to decorate these with paper front and back, just simple gluing down. I'll rough them up, I'll put glue down and put designer paper from the same Kirby Teasdale pad. I might do one sort of in a blue colorway and maybe one in either something like this or this, you know, something from scraps because they're little, right? Or maybe pretty like blue or pink on the outside and then something else on the inside. Now I have this little tablet. It's from my mother's house. I think there might be some pages that have writing on, or maybe I went through. You can tell it's vintage, look. And I took out 5 sheets. I thought if I doubled them in half it might work, but I don't think so. I think I'm going to have to cut a little bit off one end, maybe just half an inch. And then I'm going to fold these individually and then layer them in here after I decorate these. And then we'll have a little 10-page mini booklet. And I think I'm just going to close it with staples and washi tape. I'm going to keep it very, very easy. So let me go ahead and do my decorating and cut this down and do it, and I'll come back and show them to you. I'm not going to bore you with the whole process on this. Okay, the finale for my Crash Your Stash projects for the first Friday in March, which is March 1st. And the booklets I finished are these two. All of this is using the Kirby Teasdale paper pad. And the first one I did a little different than I originally planned. What I did is I cut the paper about a ½ inch longer on the front on this side for both the inside and the front cover, and then I glued those two pieces together and put them on the back. You can see here the seam. You could also do it the other way and put it on the front, and then you could put like stickles or something down as a decoration, but I did it on the back so it's not visible on the front because I just love that butterfly, and there's butterflies back here too. But then instead of having it in the seam here, and this is the paper pad from my mother's house, there was no writing on it. I used 7 sheets for each of the 2 tablets, so 14 little pages. I just stapled this one in, but then I don't like staple being sharp, so I just found this sort of wider washi and I used it on both of my little booklets. So this is a little list tablet booklet. They're about 2¼ inches wide by however wide this tablet was. So yeah, that's the first one. The only thing is they don't close real good, but tucked in a pocket or something. Now on well, I'll go to that in a minute. So the second one is this, and I use scrap paper for all of these. This is a scrap, like it was a quarter sheet of paper maybe or something, and not even a square, and same with the front and back, two different pieces of that paper, and same on here. This one is like green scripty. I did okay, so this one I did a little different. What I did is I laid the cards on the same scrap of paper, the green paper. um, and that became my inside, and I cut around it. And then I flipped them over once I knew the glue was holding, because that was an issue. I ended up having to use, I don't know what it is with art glitter glue today, but it's not working for me. But I used this, and that seemed to hold it down pretty good. So then I flipped them over, and I did try and leave a little tiny space in between the two cards. I might have got them a little bit crooked, but anyway, I flipped it over, glued them down, but then I immediately kind of closed them to make sure the paper, there was enough paper there when it closed, and that became the front. But this one, I took the same 7 sheets, so 14 pages, but I took my regular size stapler and I stapled as close to that little seam as I could. I missed a little bit on that one, and that was my second try, but anyway. And then I just made a little pocket, and I made that. This paper is very thin, so I made that out of an old index card from my mother's home here. And I also used that same index card and made a little tag. I didn't put any ribbon or anything in yet, but I wanted to be able to show you there is a little pocket there. And I left the index card part on the back because you can write on that, right? And so that is what I did for that. So there's my two little booklets out of playing cards. The jokers for one set and those rules or whatever for another. And then just in summary, this is my first little paper holder pocket instead of a CD pocket, and it'll be in the book like this, hopefully, and go like that. And then this one is a tuck totally. I could even cut that down further, but I think I'm going to leave that one alone. And then this one, I just made this long pocket with the the fuse that didn't really fuse, and I had to use tear and tape anyway. Yeah, and this tag had already been made. It was already in my book here, but I just wanted to be able to show you that um, this holds a tag, a pretty big tag that you could journal on. So I could actually put this in here and then put that in this little booklet that I've already started making and working. So that'll fit like that. And this, I don't know where it'll go on some page. And these, I don't know. I don't think these will go in here. I think these will just be separate little booklets. That'll be nice for your purse, you know. I'm a list maker, like grocery lists, or what I want to get at Hobby Lobby or whatever, stuff like that. So either one of these I can just use and make little lists, errands I need to run and stuff, and throw them in my handbag. So that's what I think I'll probably use these for. I didn't decorate them much because if they're going in my handbag, they're going to get rubbed up against other stuff, and yeah. Anyway, so those are my makes for Crash Your Stash, first Friday 2024. I want to thank our hosts for hosting this fun collaboration. It's getting me to use things I haven't used for a long, long time, like washi tape. Yeah, just all kinds of stuff. Old papers that I did a video on things I found in from my mom's house, and so yeah, and I have these two bits. This one could be little tiny pockets too if I successfully can fuse like a seam over here, and this one I could make into a shaker, or I could just have it be over some other papers or something, like a little booklet too. Something like a long booklet or something, and have it over it like that, something like that. So anyway, I won't throw those out. I'll put them in my junk bin. I have these little strips of the paper I had to cut off to make them fit in here. So from this, I had to cut off about a 1/2 inch. I might save them. I can stamp little sentiments on them or something. They're 1/2 inch is good for sentiments, even though they're very thin. But for in journaling and stuff, I could do that, or I could see doing something like, like that. So I'll probably save them too, because, I save everything just about, seems like. And I will save this piece of the index card, but the rest of these little scraps, I don't think I'll save. Well, this I might, because it's 1/2 inch too, and it's thicker. Well, anyway, you get the idea. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great weekend, or whatever it is by the time, I guess weekend by the time you see this. And I'll talk to you again soon. Hugs, love, and peace.